And fundamentally, we go all the way back to, the core. If I can share, I'm an observant Christian, for example. And so I do believe in evil and these sorts of things. And I think, there's something to it. Ultimately, this does come down to evil. And why is evil become so common? So, to give a much broader kind of 20,000 foot or 10,000 foot perspective on this, throughout history, for millennia, we've had wars and we've had famine, so natural evil and personal evil and violence of all sorts. And in about the middle of the 20th century, we came to the point where we have all of those sorts of ills, violence and other sorts of ills have decreased to such a low level, especially with regards to violence. So much less of it. We still have those sorts of things, of course, but all of these evils and types of violence decreased substantially, after World War II, essentially. But for some reason, this one sort of evil, it's a natural evil and it's also a personal evil, has been increasing. These mass murders, this phenomenon of violence, but this phenomenon of evil is becoming out of control, especially in the West, but also in other countries to some degree. It's out of control. So why is this type of evil becoming so common? It's hard to know exactly why that's the case.
Well, Dr. Ragy Girgis, before we get to our last topic, for folks who want to follow along with you online, where's the best place to look for you?
Sure, yeah. Well, I just have a faculty website at Columbia University, so one could type my name in, and my name is relatively unique, so it's pretty easy to get to my faculty webpage. And I like interacting with people, and I have interacted with people who have found me online or through a podcast video sort of thing like this easily.
Would you like to plug your book as well?
Very generous. Thank you. Sure. I am about 5 or 6 years ago, and I actually, I did kind of write a book very much about evil and mental illness, and especially, the title of the book is On Satan, Demons, and Psychiatry: Exploring Mental Illness in the Bible. And that's where we kind of discuss mental illness in the Bible and the relationship with the demons and sin and evil, and how all of that kind of relates to each other, and how we can understand all of that, both from a pre-Enlightenment perspective and a post-Enlightenment psychiatric perspective. So thank you very much.
We'll put some links in the description for everyone to check out. And last of all, that's what I'd like to ask about is, what do you think people maybe misunderstand? What are the big misconceptions about evil and mental illness and things like that?
That they're related, that they're either one and the same thing, or that, mental illness comes from evil. It's not the case. That's the common understanding of it. And there are reasons why we understand it that way. Some of them related to kind of a pre-enlightenment of from the religious perspective, like demon possession and that sort of thing, and how that it would be described. Now we have, science in a post-Enlightenment perspective, and we understand that what may have been described, for example, in the Bible as demon possession was probably more likely just mental illness. And there was no evil perpetrated by these people. And now there's a lot more to it, but it's become, unfortunately, more tribal and political. So now there are kind of strong feelings about, like, people actually refer to SSRIs, antidepressants, coming from the devil or demons, and there's that sort of rhetoric now that's become made this kind of dialectic intention even a little more problematic, unfortunately. And so those are the sorts of misconceptions we are trying to correct.
To go even deeper on these ideas, you can watch my full episode using the link in the description or the box on the screen.